Hey guys, our producer's making me feel right at home with the German countdown as we do now have game number 3 on the way between Liquid Hero and Marine King Prime. We are going to be loading onto Abyssal City, and it's 1-1. Sean, where do you think this is going to go?
Well, this is the kind of map that I would ordinarily say, yeah, I'm a little more comfortable being a Terran on this map. Obviously, the biggest difficulty you encounter as Terran is a lot of the counterattack pylons. A little bit difficult to manage that space, but in terms of doing the attacking, there's so much room to drop the main base. It's very hard to protect as Protoss. You can do multi-pronged attacks pretty straightforwardly. But with all that said, every time I've watched Hero play on this map, he absolutely brilliantly defends everything without even really going for robo units. And Hero has been doing this really weird logic, which is that at 10 minutes, that's normally when the medevacs are out, and you need to worry about how to defend all your different locations. Mm-hmm. But what we're seeing out of Hero is that he tends to attack at around 9:30. The attack we saw last game hits at around 9:30, and when he even goes for Colossus tech, he'll send his first Colossus right on out to try to exploit the fact that players are always trying to attack. So that way, he's defending his bases by forcing your medevacs to stay at home and defend.
I'm liking that style of just pinning your opponent back, constricting, trying to keep the majority of the action on their side of the map. So back at home, you can do whatever you like, pretty much. Well, within reason, of course. So we do have spawning over to our left-hand side here as our blue Protoss, bringing things back to 1-1. He goes by the name of Liquid Hero.
Clap, 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 clap. And, of course, on or yonder side of the map, spawning as the relatively pink player, although on my screen it does look blue. His name is Marine King Prime.
Ah, good scream.
Yeah.
There we go. I thought it would complement the clap. Girly scream from Mr. Marine King Prime. Girls like Marine King, as he goes for gas first, actually, to open things up here on Abyssal City. And that's a bit of an interesting choice, actually. I'm curious to what he's actually going to go for this. Have you got any inklings here?
Well, in my eyes, this game is probably a Heart of the Swarm match, and he wants to build those new Reapers, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would. He's going to go for the barracks at the top, so still the possibility of going for that Reaper, if it were indeed Heart of the Swarm. But unfortunately for him, not so much as for now. Hero just heading across the map, again with this early scout. After game number 1, he's like, well, you know, what are you up to? And in games 2 and 3, the early scout to spot exactly what his opponent is up to. I like this because he's going to see the gas and then he can prepare effectively what he needs to do at this point.
Yeah, Hero, he scouts early, man. He is like, he's awesome with this. So regularly, Protosses are just not scouting or saying, well, I mean, I'll just use my Stalker and my Zealot to poke and that sort of thing, but I mean, Hero consistently gets way deep in his opponent's base and makes a big adjustment based on what he sees. Most likely, Hero will obviously do the deferred early expand upon seeing this super fast factory. Probably, he's going to shut down that possibility of going for the reactor, and there we're going to see the move. So slick.
Oh, yes, and so annoying. I love doing that on ladder whenever I get a chance to. It's so much fun. You only waste 25 minerals, but it's really annoying for your opponent. They want everything to be neat and well-placed, but no, you can't have it. It's not allowed.
Oh, so good. I really like the way that Hero is answering, but I do like this play from Marine King Prime. Hero is already starting to turtle up his front. That pylon is placed such that if you build a gateway, you can just slot the Stalker in the remaining spot and things cannot get through, but Hero may very well just do some sort of cuteness up at the north side. As we see a probe moving up there, it would be a good opportunity to go for a proxy Stargate, something like this. There we see the 2 gateways going down. Hell, he could just be going for very straightforward 3-gate aggression. Look at that, Chrono Boost on the core.
Oh, and I mean, coming back to that pylon that we saw there, it's great because it gets to see what add-on your opponent is adding on, without if your probe ends up dying. So he saw the reactor, he now after seeing the factory as well, knew it was Hellions. So he's going to be preparing for something like Hellions. He's already making that wall off, and a common tactic is that Hellion drop potential, which we may see Marine King Prime do here, and Hero knows that kind of thing can occur. So he should, in essence, be taking precautions against that as well.
Yeah. The gateway's placement in the main does do a little bit of zoning against that, but it's not quite tight along the top side. 2 Stalkers now move down to engage those Hellions, but Hero does not have an expansion back home that he's trying to defend. He just actually wants to shut down. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, the starport is just outside of sight range.
Yeah.
That's
brutal.
Oh my god, he's going to go for a push. He just warped in 5 Stalkers. Heading straight up to the main. Oh, Marine King Prime now dropping in Hero's main base. Whoa, this is going to be really difficult to keep any of these probes alive. Oh, he lined them up.
That's pretty brutal. MKP is doing so much damage here. He goes for the push with the Stalkers as well. All the SCVs come off the line. MKP knows all he has to do is shut down these Stalkers, and he is home and dry as for now. MKP killing off so many workers. 19 have been killed off. The Stalker's still going for a little bit of a push, trying to kill off some more SCVs. Will kill off a few more. They're microing so well, actually, here, but there's just too many Marines, I think. I don't see how Hero can actually destroy all this.
Heroes just needs to get up and start dealing damage to that bunker. Back home, we see that Hero has 10 probes. There are 12 SCVs out right now. Finally, the medevac from MKP returns home safe and sound. This is going to have to be an all-in push from Hero. He's going to bring all his remaining Stalkers. He's going to warp in more Stalkers and, of course, a leading Zealot. Hero walks a probe up, instantly loses a Stalker. There's the re-wall off. MKP just now getting up his second orbital command, and there's the walk slot. Oh no! He ends up taking out Supply Depot. Everything lifts up, and now he's going to have to just do some nice target fire to get this up. And it looks like Marine King Prime might barely do this.
Oh, just suddenly stabilizing. That was such a clutch lift of that supply depot there as well. Tech Lab now going down on the factory here, along with that bunker, holding completely strong. Marine King Prime is in such a good position. Although Hero, it's only 12 workers to 15 workers, and there is an expansion. He pokes up, he sees the expansion. He sees the extra command center, and there you go, GG.
This good game, wow. Before this cast, I was saying things like, oh yeah, this could potentially be a problem for Marine King Prime doing all these different strategies. But, in that circumstance, that was an example of a really well thought out series of contingency plans. Most players go for early expands on that map. Almost impossible to prevent Hellions from getting into the natural, because there's a huge wide open space. Hellions can easily walk through, nowhere to really block with the Stalkers. They'll permanently lock them out of your natural. Yeah. So he opens up in that fashion. The only circumstance where Marine King Prime is going to be struggling is against a player who stays in one base and then goes for an early attack. So what did Marine King Prime do? Just built enough Hellions to put on pressure and go straight for the starport, and then he instantly returned right back to Marine production. So it was that combination of being able to put on pressure to the expansion if it went on, and then the follow-up drop to deal damage to the one-basers, plus the Marines back home to defend. Even then, it was still super ultra-thin and really difficult, and he almost died, but it was just a well-thought-out strategy.
You're right, and to add even more validity to what you're saying, the starport placement was just so pristine. It was well thought out for that map. Marine King Prime always went in with that strategy and knew exactly where he was going to place even every single building. So MKP, well thought out. Well thought out.
Really well executed, which means that Marine King Prime now has the lead over Liquid Hero, who's been looking virtually indestructible in the Protoss vs. Terran matchup. We're going to throw to a break. I can't wait to go on to match 4, because on match 4, no matter what, you know that it is match point. There is a possibility of the series ending in the next game. Let's head to it and see what's going to go down.